Hey guys, making money with Gary out here picking lonely pine needles. Today is February 25th, 2025. Why am I out here picking lonely pine needles? I sold some today. What did I sell today? I sold 3.5 pounds. Three 1-pound orders and one small 10-ounce order. So it comes out to about $100 in my pocket. I get $27 a pound. The smaller orders I get a little more, so I'm going to make like $100 on it. And the gross amount for it would be 41 times 3, and then another 25 or something like that. It'd be around $145, possibly $150 with sales tax. And out of that, I'm going to make 100. And right here, and that's some. And right here, what I picked, I got 3 pounds in that bag. I got a half a pound in this bag, and I got 10 ounces on top of the bag. And I normally roll it into 8-ounce rolls. And I'm going to show you what a 10 ounces looks like so you can see. And 10 ounces would be about, oh boy, let me shake that off. 10 ounces of lonely pine needles would be around $15. So right here in my hand is like $15 worth of lonely pine needles. And all this pine needles here took me about 2 hours to pick. And it took me 2 hours to pick 4 pounds. 3 pounds in one bag and like 8 ounces in this bag and 10 ounces on top. So it's 4 pounds, 2 ounces. And you can see some of these needles are real long and they're sticking out the back of the bag. They're like the horsewhip ones. I got them over in another area. And here's a tree here that's falling down, and it's got needles on it too, but they're not really that long. They're like 10 inches long. And why do I sell these lonely pine needles? I sell them to people that weave baskets. And the people that weave the baskets, they sell the baskets they weave. And I'm going to show you I show this every time I pick them. Each needle has 3 prongs. And there are 3 prongs on that little bud piece there, whatever you want to call it. And these needles range in length from 10 inches up to 20 inches. And the ones I pick, I won't pick less than 13 inches. And my shoe is a size 13, so I could take any needle and put it up to my shoe, like this one here I'm holding. And you can see it's probably a 14-inch needle, so I'll just throw it on the pile. So I try to pick them long. The people like them long. They weave baskets. They weave wreaths that hang on the door. They weave home decor. They weave giant mats that hang on the wall, and they weave pictures into the mats, like pictures of people or pictures of a house or pictures of anything you could think of. They'll weave patterns into the mat, and it'll look like a piece of artwork, and then somebody will buy it and hang it on the wall, and somebody will pay like $200-$300 or $400, like they're buying expensive paintings that they're going to hang on the wall. And a lot of this artwork is like Native American Indian artwork, because the Native American Indians have been making things with these lonely pine needles for hundreds of years. So a lot of the different tribes and communities weave different patterns into the baskets or into whatever it was they were making. They made backpacks, they made all kinds of stuff. And they would weave their tribal patterns into what they made, or whatever that you want to call it. And some people try to imitate that stuff, and then they sell it, and people buy it, and they pay a lot of money for it. It's artwork. It's like a Picasso or something. I mean, you have to. It takes a while to learn how to weave these lonely pine needles. Not everybody could do it. And I have one customer that has a class, and I think she has about 10 or 15 people at a time. And she'll buy a few pounds off of me, and she'll give each person in the class, they'll all sit at different little tables, and she'll teach them how to weave. And she teaches them how to weave different things, and then they pay her. And she'll buy a few pounds off of me, and I'll mail them out to her about once a week or once every 2 weeks. She'll have a class, and she makes money doing that. She teaches people how to weave. And then she recommends her students to buy off of me, and in turn, I get new customers. And also I have steady customers that live in different states that buy 10 pounds at a time and 12 pounds at a time once a month, and they must have an army of people weaving stuff, and they have stores that they sell this stuff. I'm just going to walk around in the woods here and just like, I'm just showing you all the, look at this beautiful needle. This is shortfoot. I would have no use for that. But there's needles all over the place, and there's trees all over the place. And all of these trees drop the longleaf pine needles. And if you go under different trees drop long ones, some drop short ones. Here's a real long one here. This is, that there is probably a 17-inch pine needle. And here's another one right here. You know, and I don't pick them like this, guys. I don't pick them like this. I'll show you, like, I can't really show you with one hand, but I'll give you an idea of what I do. I reach down like this. I grab a handful of them. Now I pull them through my hand. I grab a handful like this. Now some are facing this way, some are facing that way. And what I do is I pull this through this. I pull this through and then I keep pulling them through, and then I put them in my other hand. And then I got them in my other hand. And the ones that are short, I let them drop to the ground. And I do it real fast, and within a minute, I could pull 50 of them through one hand to the other, and that's 1 ounce. That's $2 worth. And then I'll do it again and again until I get 8 ounces in my hand. Then my hand will feel big. It'll feel hard to hold, to squeeze around them. And then I'll drop them in my bag, and I'll say, okay, that's 8 ounces. And then I'll repeat and do it again. And I'll get another 8 ounces of longleaf pine needles. And that's how I pick them. And I do pick them at my house. I pick them in my yard. But my yard gets depleted really quick, only because I have such a large customer base. I sell, yeah, that's the best way to say it. I sell 100 pounds a month. So because I sell 100 pounds a month, I'm out here picking every other day at least, and I have to pick 25 pounds a week or more, because sometimes I sell more. And I have to always at all times have a 25-pound stockpile. So if I get hit with a bunch of orders, I'm covered. Some days I'll sell 20 pounds in a day. And then I'll have to run out and pick and replenish my pile. And then some days I'll sell a pound. But I have to keep coming out here and replenishing my pile. So I got to make sure that I have enough longleaf pine needles to supply my customers. And as long as I have enough longleaf pine needles to supply my customers, I'm good. I can keep going and keep making money and keep doing what I'm doing. And not only do I do the longleaf pine needles, guys, I just started doing gemstones. I was in the woods and I was looking for a new spot to pick where the needles would be long. So I went back in the woods pretty far. Not here, a different area. And I went way back in the woods and I was looking, and then all of a sudden I found these really long needles, and I was like, wow, this is a great spot. So then I knew I had a new spot, because sometimes my spots, the needles dry up and I have to go to different spots to get fresh ones. And so I was picking them in the spot, and all of a sudden I felt gravel underneath the longleaf pine needles. I felt the gravel. So it ended up, it was riverbed stones, piles of riverbed stones underneath the pine needles. So then I Googled a couple different things, and I was like, how did all these riverbed stones get dumped way back in the woods, and why are there trees growing through the piles that are like 50 years old, and how long were these stones back here? And then I found out a dam was repaired in 1924 on the river, not far. And the dam that was repaired, they dredged in front of the dam, and they took all the stones, and it didn't say where they dumped them, but it said they dredged in front of the dam, and I even pulled up pictures of an old dredger from years ago, and there was big, gigantic machine, and I was like, wow, one shovel would be like 3,000, 4,000 pounds of rocks. So I Googled that, and then I found out that the stones were dumped back in the woods in 1924 when they repaired this dam. And that's explained why the trees were 50 years old growing up through the piles of these riverbed stones. So I paid no mind to it. I let a long time go by. I found that last summer. And then in the winter, I got curious and I went in there and started poking around through the piles because I seen gemstones. I seen gemstones at a garage sale being sold, and they were selling for quite a bit of money. And then I remembered that area, and I went back there and I started looking, and all of a sudden, what am I finding? I'm finding gemstones. Oh boy. So I ended up going every day, and I'm pulling 50 pounds, 40 pounds out of there at a time. And right now at the house, I got 1,000 pounds of gemstones. And I'm talking like jasper, aventurine, all kinds of quartz, really rare blue quartz. I found a sapphire there. I found a ruby there. I found a lot of, I found petrified wood in the piles. I believe I found petrified eggs. I also believe I found palo. I found a lot of stuff, and I'm really amazed. I found these stones that are cherry red, and the ruby I found was purple, and it was a good sized stone. And now I have all these stones home, and I have to learn more to put them up and sell them. And so I'm looking at some of the olive quartz. I have some quartz that's olive green, and it has white lines in it. And I seen it on sale on eBay, the same exact thing what I have. And somebody was asking $250 for a stone maybe half the size of a person's fist. And I got stones that size, and I got the same exact stone. And they're up in North Carolina, and they're saying they picked that out of a riverbed. And I'm thinking to myself, some of these stones I have are worth a lot of money, because I was thinking, okay, $7 a pound, $15 a pound for the citrus quartz, which is like it looks like a fruit, and that's rare. And then I was figuring, well, the other quartz will go for like $7 a pound in the least. So now I was figuring how much I have, so much, and how much. But now I'm finding out I got, what do they call it, amethyst. I have some of that, and it's worn down like riverbed worn. And I know I Googled it and pulled it up on the internet, and I have identical stuff. And it's made of quartz, and it sells for a lot of money. Some of these stones sell for $500. And so I'm not saying all my stones are worth $500, every one. I do have a lot of stones that are worth $7 a pound. I got some that are worth $15 a pound. And I do have some that are worth $500 a pound. I know that. And I have some individual stones that are worth a lot of money. I found a sapphire. So I'm all excited about what I did here. And I've been going out there every day, and I've been, check out my other videos, guys. Check out my other videos and look at the gemstone thing. And now I have a store on Etsy. I'll spell the site. E as in Eddie, T as in Tom, S as in Sam, Y as in Yarn. I have a store there with 2,000 items. I mainly sell a lot of books. I go thrifting for books, and I find books that people donate to thrift stores that they'll get rid of them because their great uncle passed away, and they inherited the house, and they got to clear the house out to get it sold. So they'll take all the books and everything in the house, all the personal possessions, and donate them. And a lot of times these books are signed by famous people, or they're rare books, and they're worth a lot of money. And I have come across books that I got a book in a thrift store that was signed by Jimmy Carter. I got 2 of them. And then I got another book his wife wrote that was signed by his wife. I mean, I found other books that were signed by famous golf players, by a lot of famous people. And I sold them for tremendous amounts of money. So that's another thing I've been doing. And check out my videos, guys. Check them out. And I talk about making money. And that's what I mainly talk about, is making money. And now with the gemstones, I really think I cleaned up. But the thing is, I don't have enough knowledge to put them up right now, because I do if I'm going to sell them for $7 a pound. But the thing is, if I have something worth a lot of money, I don't want to miss out on it. So what I got to do is I have to get something to check the hardness of the stones, and some kind of light thing to distinguish what kind of stones they are, and a little test kit to test the stones, to know exactly what they are, to know what I'm selling. So now the stones that sell for $7 a pound, I'll throw them all in the box. I'll sell a couple pounds at a time. The stones that are $15 a pound, like the citrus or quartz, I'll put them in a box and I'll sell a couple pounds for, 15 a pound. And then plus I'll charge shipping. And then the stones that I find that are valuable, I'll put them separate and I'll sell them. Now I'm thinking of getting another store. I have a store on Etsy, but I have 2,000 items in that store. I have books and I have my lonely pine needles. And I do have some rocks in there I'm selling and some stones. But I don't want to make my store too confusing. So I'm thinking of getting another store, either on Etsy, or I do have a store on eBay. I'm really thinking more about eBay with the stones, because they just get more traffic, and I'll give it a try. I'll give it a whirl. And I'm going to list them all on eBay. I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to, because the thing is, you pay a set amount. You don't have to pay a listing fee for the first 500 items, or however it works. On Etsy, you got to pay 20 cents an item, and every time I put 100 items up, I got to pay $20, and put 1,000 items up, you got to pay $200. And then every 3 months, the item expires, and you got to pay 20 cents again, and it's a rotating thing. And right now, I'm paying for my Etsy store, between ads and between what I pay, I'm paying around $400 a month. And I'm starting to think, well, I could get a Shopify store and do a Shopify store. And I already have a ton of backlinks going to my Etsy store. I have a ton of backlinks on a bunch of different websites. And I know how to backlink. At one time, a long time ago, I had a website, and I know how to do that. And I have backlinks on Instagram. I have backlinks on a lot of different websites. And LinkedIn, Reddit, Pinterest. I have a lot of backlinks, and the backlinks bring me traffic, and the people come from the backlinks and they buy stuff in my store too. And I know that, and I'm pretty built up on a few sites where I could, if I open a new store, I could throw it up on the site and have people start coming and buying my other products. I mean, it's helped me to advertise. Besides, when I pay for advertising sometimes to keep everything floating. But check out my videos, guys, and check out this gemstone stuff. It's pretty interesting. It's a lot of fun. I'm having a blast. Now, not to sidetrack you, if you live in zone 7, 8, and 9, you can do the lonely pine needles, and you can sell them. You put them up online. It's going to take time to sell them, and you'll build up a customer base over time. That's how I did it. I've been doing it for 5 years. When I first started, the first year was selling 1 pound a week, 2 pounds a week. Now, 5 years fast forward, I'm selling 25 pounds a week. And sometimes I'll sell 50 pounds in 1 week, and the next week I'll sell nothing. But it averages out to where I sell 100 pounds a month. So it's a good thing. And the books too. The books, I move around 100 books a month. Now, to move 100 books a month, you're going to have to pay to advertise. You're going to have to have close to 2,000 items. Because it didn't really kick in till I got way up there. But when I was like around 1,000 items, I wasn't moving a lot of books. But then once I got up over 1,500, they started kicking more and more and more. So I'm just giving you a little secret. And make sure whatever books you do buy, if you're going to go thrifting for books, make sure you know the books could sell fast. Check out different websites. Check out how quick they sell. Watch my videos. Watch my videos and learn how it's done. Watch my videos on the Longleaf pine needles, how to wash them, how to dry them, how to bundle them, and how to sell them. Watch my videos on gemstone hunting. I'm going to be selling them soon. I just haven't got around to it yet. I do have some stones up in my site, but they're not real valuable stones. But check out my videos, guys, and check this stuff out. You're going to be amazed. I make a good amount of money doing the Longleaf pine needles. I gross out around $4,100 a month. I put around $2,700 a month in my pocket. And then selling the books, it flip-flops. It's from $2,500 to $3,500 a month. So I do good. I have a lot of bills to pay. I have a lot of babies to feed. We have a lot of pets and stuff. Constantly going to the vet or somewhere or doing something. So you need money to spend money, and it's the world goes round. But hey, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. And I hope you enjoy it. All right, guys. Over and out.